Hello, humans of the world. It is Mary Dempsey again, here with a book tag. Yay! So, this is going to be the Mean Girls tag. It was created by Sarah Jane of The Book Life. And I watched Mean Girls last night. And so I was like, I'm going to do the Mean Girls tag. Yay! There was a huge glare giving off on my glasses. Okay, you guys are just going to have to deal with that because I can't read. So, first question is, which fictional characters' names did you get wrong? So, I don't usually pronounce names wrong. I mean, sometimes they're just kind of easy to get. Dudley Dursley. I was probably 8 when I started reading Harry Potter. What did I call Dudley? I called him Doodly. Like, doodle? Doodly? Like, and then when I saw the movie, I was like, what? And like, I got Hermione, which a lot of people were like, is it Hermione? Or like, what is it? And I couldn't get Dudley. What is wrong with that? I don't understand my 8-year-old self in that. Like, I can get Hermione, but I can't get Dudley. Okay. The second question is, which character would you like to place in another book or series? I feel like Celaena Sardothien from Throne of Glass would work very well in the Game of Thrones universe, because she's an assassin, and in the Game of Thrones you either win or you die, so like half of everybody in the series is killed anyway, so like, what's the point? She would be like perfect as an assassin in Game of Thrones, because that's basically all everybody is, just killing people off. Number 3. Which book gave you deja vu from another book? Well, I didn't really have deja vu a lot from another book. The closest I can think of would probably be when I was reading the summary of Panic by Lauren Oliver. I kind of compared it a little bit to the Hunger Games, and I know that's really bad because a lot of people do that. They compare like everything to the newest big thing. Like Divergent was marketed as, oh, it's a Hunger Game for girls. No. But it was just like games that could lead to death and teenagers doing these kinds of things, and it just reminded me a lot of Hunger Games. And then when I read the book, I was just like, oh, well, I can see where I was coming from when I first like read it, but then as it started going on, it was just like, no, this has very little deja vu to the Hunger Games, but it still is in that kids could die like mindset. 4. Which book gave you the complete opposite of girl power feels? Really, I don't read books like that. I usually choose books with strong female characters. When I was trying to think of this, the closest thing I could think of was Bella from Twilight. And I love Twilight, so this is like a real achievement for me to kind of say this. That, the reason that Twilight was picked was because in the second book, she kind of just like everything stopped for her. Like Edward was gone and life completely stopped, and she put herself in danger just to see him or hear him. Like, I love Twilight. It's my second favorite book, so it's taking me a lot to say this. But, it did kind of give you the feeling sometimes that Bella is not the strongest female character that you could choose to read a book about that. Number 5. Name a character you felt like you wanted to cheer on while reading. And for this, I can't hold up the book because it's on my Kindle. And this would be Phoebe Martins from Bookishly Ever After. And Bookishly Ever After is just like my life. Like, this Phoebe is obsessed with books. Like, she'd rather have a fictional character than as a man than a real character. She chooses books, or she chooses what she does with herself in the story based off of characters she loves. But I just kind of cheered her on throughout the story, because I was like, yeah, girl, you got this. This may not be the boy that you want, but you're choosing these books that you feel have stronger characters than other books you've read, to be this person you want to be. So I was very happy when I was reading that. 6. How long do you typically spend in a bookstore? And this varies, because this could either be, oh, I know exactly what I want, which could take 5 to 10 minutes, to, I'm just going to go in here and browse and usually spend 30 to 60 minutes. So it varies from 5 minutes to 60 minutes, and every time I'm just okay, hold on, give me 5 more minutes, people, just let me do this, and then 20 minutes later we end up leaving the store. So it varies. Number 7, which character would have to get a restraining order on you if they were real? Will Herondale. 'Cause, come on, it's Will Herondale. I could just sit and talk with him about books for hours, and he would give up the girl he loves for his best friend's happiness. If that is not one of the best definitions of a book boyfriend that you want to have, I don't know what is. 8. Which overhyped book were you cautious about reading? And I had several for this, but I think the most cautious book was Throne of Glass, because everybody was just saying, oh my god, this is so great, Sarah J. Maas, oh my god. And I was just very cautious. I was okay, we'll just see how this goes. So I have all 4 books on audiobook, and I've heard the first 2, and I'm still not so sure about this. I feel these books are kind of way hyped up, and I'm always afraid to read hyped up books like The Raven Boys. I just finished that yesterday, and I was very cautious about reading that because that is such a hyped up series. I'm always afraid to read a hyped up series because I'm okay, this is gonna fall way below expectations. I just know that. And that happened with Fifth Wave too, when I decided to give it a chance. Fell way below expectations. I was probably should not. Probably should stay away from these for right now. 9. We all love Regina George. Name a character you couldn't help but love. Draco Malfoy. Draco Malfoy. And, okay, I know he turned Death Eater. I know his family wasn't the best. I know, he had a hard upbringing, but Draco Malfoy in the end is just a character that you feel bad for. He's gone through a lot in his life, and you just kind of feel oh, he needs that hug, or he's just this great guy that you can see at the end. So I love Draco Malfoy, and people can hate me for that, but I just love Draco Malfoy. 10. Favorite fictional parents. And I would have to say Sally Jackson and Poseidon from the Percy Jackson series. And I just love Sally Jackson because she does whatever she can for her son. Like, she married this awful guy to protect her son because Percy gave off this smell. And Gabe was just like the smelliest person ever. And it just shows how much a parent could love her child by, like, being in that environment, like, putting herself in that unhappy situation for her son not to be in danger anymore. And who wouldn't want their father to be king of the sea? Like, Poseidon! And he even says, yeah, you're my favorite son. Out of all the ones I've fathered, you are my favorite son. 11. Which book or series would you love to catch on? So this is a series I kind of read years ago. It's called The Dark Secrets series. This is the second one by Elizabeth Chandler. And the Dark Secrets series is a 6-book series, really put into 3 books. It's and the stories are usually about murders and people trying to catch the murderers of those people. It's always like one of the people that it just wouldn't have crossed your mind. The love, like, interests are always really interesting to get to know and such. So I'd love if she wrote more of those books. So if you're watching this, Elizabeth, please write more of those books. I love those books. They're so great. They, like, are horror novels and scare me a lot, but I just love them. 12. Describe your ideal character to read about. So, like, YA, as we all know, a lot of it is filled with strong female characters. And yes, that is great. I love that. But I do love to read about characters that aren't always strong, that are weak sometimes, that, like, doubt themselves, that aren't always like, yes, I can do this. That can be like, I don't know if I can do this, but I'll try. And I also kind of love those characters that, like, the love interests are unexpected, or they end up hating at the beginning, but then just, like, love them at the end. So, at 13, what do you do when a book gives you the bad case of the feels? Well, I usually cry and sob and go somewhere where my, like, parents or family would not see me crying over a book. And then, like, sometimes I'll just, like, rant on Twitter or Tumblr and go on the Tumblr tag and just be like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. And, like, just be like, yeah, this is one of the greatest books ever because it made me cry. And then just, like, rant with other people about how much we loved that book, or, like, how much we want a sequel or something like that. 14. Which character's one-liners would you like to claim for your own? Would love Jace Herondale's one-liners. Those are really great. I just love his character. Like, for one, he's, like, a great character. And then 2, he's hilariously funny with his one-liners. So I'd really love to have either his one-liners or him as a best friend. And then 15. Name a time when a character decision made you roll your eyes. Okay, so I love this series. It's the selection series. But seriously, 3 books of going back and forth between Maxon and Aspen? Yeah. Like, I don't need 3 books of, like, your decision of, do I need Maxon or Aspen? Which one do I love more? Like, I went through that with Hunger Games. I don't need to go through that again. Like, it got to book 3, I'm just like, okay, I really love this, but like at the same time, no, you need to pick one. It's halfway through the book and you still haven't picked one. Pick one already. But I do love that series, but I just hated how long that triangle went on for. Like, I know that was one of the whole plots of the books, but that triangle just went on for like so long, and I just hated basically every decision she made against Maxon. And not, which one does she choose? I'm like, pick one, just pick one already. I know some people could care less, but I just really want you to pick Maxon. Okay, so that was the Mean Girls book tag. I will see you guys with another video very soon, very hopefully soon. And comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Please do it. Please talk to me. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, do all that stuff. And I will see you guys later with another video. Bye!